So was I enough? So was I enough when I took it upon myself to give the young lady a scholarship the other day so that she could go to law school? Was that enough? Because I didn't really see that anywhere. So it is convenient that when somebody puts the word accountability in front on a face, because you hate being accountable and don't want to be held accountable, you try to spin the narrative with a crayfish brain. Sick.
Then come here, Miss Kitty, make me a reason, darling. What you do over here? Kitty, what you do over here? Is it true?
Things that bad, Miss Kitty, that you take your big degree them and all your accolades and all your vast vocabulary to come ride pa Rosealee back, and you over here ride Rosealee big back. You know say her back big, and I don't get you, Miss Kitty. You know see when Jake's a beat her, you never see when the police them put out her naked picture. You know see none of that. You know see when they almost blind her mother, yeah. You know see none of that.
Okay, boom, viewers, welcome back to the channel. Subscribers, you already know the thing's set. We're blessed. You also know the story incomplete. I've minute up on the beat, and as you can see, on the screen, Miss Kitty is not bringing the heat in this one because she is defeated. People putting out the comment section what you think about that, because the world is really seeing, you know, what homegirl is really about. Bad mind and red eye against ghetto girls, because you know it was from Yanni Curry Diva to Aishana. No big back roll is really. You see what I say? And a lot of people has figured it out and calling her out. Oh, she say everything bad, but not see when the police fling up one girl naked picture and all of them thing them. You see my answer? And I'm gonna call out Miss Kitty for never highlighting the fact that black people don't even own no beaches in Jamaica, because the crown owns all of that. Cause you see, when we was wanting independence in the 1900s, 1800s, the crown speed up the process, the teeth with things. So no black people is financially stressed, mentally stressed, and can't even go to the beach because some security guard want to push you in the sea water that you're not allowed to swim in, because the tourists them dead up on the shoreline. You see my people. So let's hear what go on for that to go on with homegirl named Queen Bellum speaking about Miss Kitty before we hear fear response, because we know people like Shensi and Spice supports baddies, right? Because it's good content.
Come here, Miss Kitty, Miss la 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 Queen. Then you really take for your big vocabulary and come over here and ride Rosealee back. Things that bad, Miss Kitty, that you take your big degree them and all your accolades and all your vast vocabulary to come ride pa Rosealee back. You make people no want to go to school, Miss Kitty, because if you go to school and you even reach the top of you are a lawyer and you still over TikTok, I can see people them for roses. Come here, you, me see you. You're so bad man, you're bad man, Rosealee, you know. Because for all of the degree them where you have and all your accolades and your big, vast vocabulary, Rosealee still I make more than you. What you make for the month, Rosealee make it daily. And that are the bad mind. Because me can't understand how you so fully educated that you don't mix with low-class people. And you over here ride Rosealee big back. You know say her back big. And I don't get you, Miss Kitty. You know see when Jake's a beat her. You never see when the police them put out her naked picture. You know see none of that. You know see when they almost blind her mother, yeah. You know see none of that. But you see the coins. The coins is a problem that Rosalee's making. Well, you see how Rosealee look? That's why she get the coins. I feel a God blessing to her that. You see her shape won't come over here, so? But me not say you. Me never really see her you say anything about her shape, Miss Kitty. But you see the way how Rosealee look and her entertainment charisma, that's why she get the gift. Miss Kitty, come here. Rosealee get about 10 lion last night. Yeah, me love. She did it on the ranking board, almost $1 million coin. That's $10,000 US in one night. You have a bad mind, Rosealee. You don't want to talk about you don't want to talk about when Jake's a beat her. To you, I mean, it's like you don't think domestic violence is okay. You don't see when Jake's a beat Rosealee publicly. You don't see that. You don't see when the police them fling out her picture, naked picture. You don't see that. You should be advocating for those stuff. You should be advocating for domestic violence against women. But no, you're blinded by Rosealee coins. It's just the truth. Miss Kitty, you now set no example. Because right now the young people them don't want to go to school. When them see Miss Kitty over here saw Taps and Rose with all our big degrees, why would they want to go to school? I want to mash up Jamaica. Bad mind will kill you. Yes. When you come type in a Rosealee chat, make she stab up 2 girls in our chat. Don't forget Queen Bella. Like, share, and follow. Yo!
Yeah, put in the comment section what you think about what Homegirl had to say. I think she dealt with it, you know, lovely. But, you know, Miss Kitty's going to try to swing a narrative and come with the, you know, sympathy, boom, boom, bye, 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 bye thing, you know. Because we don't business who you send through college, you see me? That are your business, you see me? Leave Rosealee business alone, you say.
It's important that we make the most of the time. Make the most of the time. Take your time. Just don't waste your time. But also we have to be very decisive and very active and very thoughtful about what it is that we want to do, what it is that we want to accomplish. And as I often tell you guys, don't watch the noise of the market, right? Empty barrels make the most noise, right? People who have no, as I've said before, and I'll repeat here, a tree that bears no fruit can never shade me. Trees that bear no fruit can never shade me. You understand? As a matter of fact, I started reading a book over the weekend by Mel Robbins called Let Them. Very important and timely book. If you have time, I would commend it to your reading, you know. Yeah, I just want to put the show me and sing, reading maketh a full man, so read and read all you can. Join the library or buy a book and give it more than just a passing look. Anybody remember that library song? Big up all librarians all around the world, right? And it's all about let them, and letting them pretty much is the mindset that encapsulates letting people be how they want to be. Let them do what they want to do, because at the end of the day, they can only be them. And sometimes you dream bigger for people than they can dream for themselves. As a matter of fact, sometimes you're dreaming for them while they only entertain and have nightmares, right? So you want people to elevate, you want people to grow, you want people to do what is right, you want people to say, look, I've been going down this path and it's not good for me, it's not good for my children, it's not good for my family, but hello, let them. So for example, on the cigarette box it says smoking kills. You want somebody to stop smoking, you talk to them day in, you talk to them day out, you know, you try to counsel them, you try to reason with them, you try to, you know, but they continue to smoke. Mel Robbins is saying let them. If that's what they want to do, then that's what they are going to do, right? Let them. Let them. There are some people who are unreachable, unteachable, and who are will forever be mired in what it is that they are doing, right? So my thing is, let them. Let them. A cow will never bark, so let them. Sometimes you just have to let them. Sometimes it's funny how people try to demonize strangers, others, except those who are in their beds, except those who gave birth to them, except those who are constantly around them, and except the man or the woman in the mirror. Because it is easier to displace or to project your lack, your inefficiencies, your discontentment on others than actually look at who is in the mirror. We all have scope for growth, and everybody can grow and change. But sometimes you need some jolting. But I also understand that there are many people who they've never had any kind of adult supervision. It's like from them born, them are grow themselves, them raise themselves, them just, you know, depend them own pretty much, right? They've never really had that adult covenant around them. So they've been on their own, so they're not amenable to when people speak to them. So when you speak to them to get better or to do better, they see it as an attack. Let me say this unequivocally. Nobody with an absent or underdeveloped prefrontal cortex can address me. At no time. At no time. Some of you will always support what is wrong because you don't have the backbone and the fortitude to stand up for what is right. And that is why many of you are where you are. And that is exactly nowhere. Nowhere. I'm a woman of principle and value. And my principles alone don't matter, you know. Everybody has their own yardstick and measurement. But wrong will never be right. And some of you are mere wagonists, spineless amoebas, looking for a quick fix and a quick like. Sad for you, I love myself. I'm sure of myself. Born and bred with resilience, tenacity. Wrong will never be right. Nobody with an absent or diminished or underdeveloped prefrontal cortex cannot address me. The way some of you have, and you know, it's like how to direct some of you and want to direct and tell people where to talk and who to talk. Some of you not even have a bird paper all know, and you want to dictate to people who should talk where and when and what. And that is what, and that is why the dunceness, the toxicity and the negativity continues to permeate our society, not just social media, but everywhere. Because you know what? The good and well-thinking people have all just decided to stay back, say nothing, and let the rest of them gallop with the narrative. Because nobody know nobody done them, nobody know nobody drag them, nobody know nobody come for them. There are some things I wish I could just say. If you only knew. You know, sometimes you wish you could have just say the things them the way they really are. Sunday, you understand what I'm saying? I just wish you could have said certain things for me to understand certain things. George Orwell said it best in his novel Animal Farm. All animals are equal, but there are some that are more equal than others. You ever notice the hierarchy in some institutions, be corporate entities, businesses, right? That there are some employees, though we work at the same place, you don't have access to certain places. So you might be a line staff, you are not up on the ladder, the corporate ladder at all. You may have access to floor 1, but you don't have access to level 6. There's a difference between going viral and adding value. I add value and enrich the lives of people with whom I come into contact. But I've also realized that some people, you just have to let them. Some of you don't know better because you're coming from the same, and you are the same. And because you don't want to elevate your mind and what is expected of you, then you carry on in the same vein. But then again, you can't carry on in the same vein because some of you have nobody to let down. You have nobody to disappoint. You have nobody who look up to you, nobody who really and truly gonna feel some type of way if you say certain things or, you know, carry yourself a certain way. So really and truly, they're like a buffalo soldier. You just out there like a Lego beast and you can just, you know, do what you want to do. It's funny how it is so convenient for persons to classify persons as NUFF when it is convenient. So was I NUFF when I took it upon myself to give the young lady a scholarship the other day so that she could go to law school? Was that NUFF? Because I didn't really see that anywhere. So it is convenient that when somebody puts the word accountability in front on a face, because you know, hate being accountable and don't want to be held accountable, you try to spin the narrative with a crayfish brain. Sick. Was it enough when I graduated 14 students from the university out of my own money? I work hard, I pay them school fee, because my sister them have ambition, my sister them have drive. I see that they want to make a difference in their family. I've helped many persons. Was I enough? Guess what? Sometimes enough is what you have to be in life in order to achieve, in order to strive, in order to climb the ladder of success. Some of you aren't too little. That is why you can't succeed, you can't get the promotion, because you're too. Are you too afraid? When I look friend and company, I'm fine. My friends and family, we're fine. So when you talk about enough, who are you referring to? Someone from when I growing up, when wasn't able to have a voice. And so because you were so shut down and you grow shut down now, go over there, sir, box in your face, go. So because you never had a voice, as a child, as an adult, it is hard for you to advocate for yourself and represent what you think and how you feel and what you stand for. Because a lot of you are just spineless and want to just go with the fray and go with the wind and go with the flow, because that is what everybody else is doing. Because you're afraid of being accountable, because accountability means taking account for my actions, actually changing, actually growing, actually trying to elevate, and actually saying, you know what, Jano Star, me used to do that for true, you know. I true Miss Kitty attack still. Yeah. For real. Yeah. That's the truth, yeah, man. I understand what she says still. It might cut a little way, but the truth. We all have to be held accountable. But some of you are disgusting lowbites. And so at the end of the day, as I said, you fuel the destruction of those that you claim to like. And then, because there are many who don't have the equanimity of mind or the perception to say, Jano Star, you know, say, are the truth and are the right. Yeah. You take it up and you can't bring no money argument to me, you know that. You know that. You know that, though. I'm not the one nor the two. You know that. If I come here and I say I'm playing a match, I didn't even plan to play a match. I don't know. But me see them, me and Perry cool, you know. It's just a thing. But, as Mel Robbins said, let them. Some of you, I realize, you're okay with celebrating your favorite scammer. You're okay with celebrating your favorite drug dealer. You're okay with celebrating your favorite prostitute. But as soon as somebody mentions their education, or don't even mention it, but because have it up on a craw, or want to use people's achievement or their education against them. Listen, if everybody could have turned lawyer, Norman Manley would be overflowing. And if everybody could have turned lawyer, why aren't you a lawyer? Why are you pitting a lawyer? Maybe life done upon you and your time done and you can manage that again. But you're pitting them, your uncle, your auntie. I don't know if anybody could have turned doctor and neurosurgeon. How come the hospital them now overflow and the places are overflow just so? Again, all degrees may be equal, but there are some more equal than others. Go do it then. Since everybody can just be a lawyer, just do it. Why not do it? Do not and beat me. Just do it. Don't talk about it. Just do it. If everybody can do it, and I don't know. Just do it. Me couldn't manage medicine, so big up to all doctors, big up to all nurses. Me couldn't manage it, none at all. And one thing I've come to realize is that even the people who have money and who have all the money in the world, one thing I always hear them stress to their children, me never get an education, I want you get an education. So why is it that we live and on here or among in our societies where I see them do this a lot, right? You try to small up education, like education is nothing. A lot of the people who have money and they may not have education, they always want their children to go to the best schools. So the best, either prep school or a top primary school. They want them children to go to college. They want them children to go to university. They want them children to do that. So if then education is not important at all, and it not really matter, why don't you take your children out of school? Why do you have them in school? Why do you have them in school? And why do you want them in the best schools? Because you'll hear some people say, oh, me don't want my pitney go out at the school there. Or me don't want my pitney go out at the school there. Why don't you take them out of school? And since, by your account, education is nothing. Because even if you're street smart, you may still need somebody who has a certain level of education to sort out your business. So for example, you're street smart and you can start a business, but you may still need an accountant. You think an accountant just happens out of thin air? You may still need an attorney. You may still need a doctor. So with all your money that you have, you still need people who are educated around you so that your business or your entity can function.
You too know. Anyway, people, do the right thing and don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe with the notification bell if you want to be notified when I drop the latest in the dancehall news, musical reviews, and gossips. It's my bless.